Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about the typography styles. These are the styles that are used to style a text. So in this case, we have a text block over here. In order to edit it, you can double click on it and you can start editing it however you want. One of the things that you will see is that we have little styling options over here. They work somewhat in line with the folder styles over here, so typography styles. So let's go over them one by one. The font, we covered that in a separate video. The size, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. One thing to note here, you can actually use functions like clamp. So if you search for CSS clamp on Google, there is very good information about the font size you can use for dynamic. This is used for responsive styles. So it's a very valuable tool. The clamp function, you can actually use it exactly as is over here. Line height, we talked about this. It's usually used for vertical alignment, or in some cases, you may want to override the default line height for layout purposes, but usually you don't need to modify it that much. The color, so this is, you can pick the standard colors, obviously, and all of them are available, or you can set custom colors over here. You can pick a certain area and pick whatever color you want. The one thing that's interesting here is the opacity. So while you're setting the color, you can actually make it opaque, and you can. That's another way to make the text transparent or merge into the background a little bit. So it's a pretty cool way of doing this. Let me just make this normal again. The weight, it's standard. So on the web, we actually have a lot of different weight levels, but the bold standard is 700. So there is a shortcut to it. You can use that. You can make it italic or normal, whatever you want. Underline. These are standard text styles. So web actually has a few additional options for line in the text. So you can actually do line through, overline. You can do none. You can set the text, the line color, whatever you want, the line style. It can be dashed, wavy, or if you put it underneath, you can see it over here. The line thickness, you can adjust. So there's a lot of options, as you can see, for the decorations of the text. The text shadow is a really cool feature. So by default, when you add it, it adds it with 5 pixels alignment, offset over here. So this allows you, the offset X determines how far away the X axis is going to be. In terms of Y, you can move it like that. And blur determines how much blur is there supposed to be. So if you actually make it 0, it's going to be identical to whatever the text is. So and you can move it like this, and blur just blurs it out. So if you want, for example, to highlight a text, you can actually set the offset to 0 on both X and Y, and so now it's centered. If you increase the blur, it just gives a really nice highlight effect, especially if you change the color to something else. This may be a cool effect at times. Obviously, I'm not a designer, so I don't do it justice. Letter spacing, straightforward. One thing to note here, it can go negative, so you can make them even closer than the default. And then we got the case. You can make everything uppercase, lowercase, capitalize. In this case, we can't really see it because the font really uses pretty much the same characters for uppercase and lowercase. But if we do variant, you can kind of see the differences over here. So uppercase, all of them, lowercase. Now we can actually see some differences there. Indent. So the indent property you may want to use for the first paragraph. Like if you have, so let me just add a new line over here. And so if I actually increase the indent, it's only going to adjust the first line. So, when you have a paragraph, it may be a good thing. Word break and overflow, we talked about these in a different video. This is used for text ellipsis. So yeah, those are and text column and text column width. We talked about these in a different video as well. All right, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching.